A major update on Celtic's backroom staff situation has finally arrived, and it is good news for Martin O'Neill. We have also got a Celtic winger denied a major World Cup moment in agonising fashion, a striker pushing his case for a summer move, Barry Ferguson hyping up Rangers' new manager, and a coaching gap that still needs filling before pre-season gets going. Let's get into it, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic are moving closer to sorting Martin O'Neill's backroom team, with Sean Maloney and Mark Fotheringham now expected to agree deals to stay at the club. The pair had been in talks with the Hoops after initially knocking back offers, with their futures becoming a major talking point ahead of pre-season. O'Neill wanted both men kept on after the part they played in last season's double, and it now looks as though that wish could be granted. According to Sunsport, talks have moved in the right direction over the past few days, and agreements are now expected for both Maloney and Fotheringham. That would be a significant lift for O'Neill, who is preparing for his first full campaign since being confirmed as Celtic boss on a one-year deal with the option of another year. The delay had caused understandable concern. Celtic are already facing a big summer in the transfer market, and the last thing O'Neill needed was uncertainty over the coaches he wanted beside him when the players return. Maloney and Fotheringham were both involved during the run-in as Celtic recovered to win the league title and Scottish Cup, and their work on the training pitch has been spoken about positively throughout. Sunsport had previously reported that both men were first offered reduced terms compared to last season. That sparked the talks, which have now, according to the latest update, progressed towards a positive outcome. Stevie Woods, meanwhile, is set to remain in his role as goalkeeping coach. For Celtic, getting Maloney and Fotheringham tied down would be a sensible step, and the club now look close to giving O'Neill the coaching structure he asked for. Now for the main story, as Hyun-jun was not far away from a big World Cup moment, with Celtic's winger coming agonisingly close to a dramatic late equaliser as South Korea fell to a 1-0 defeat against Mexico in Guadalajara. Yang started on the bench but was brought on in the second half with South Korea chasing the game. Mexico were already in front through Luis Romo, and Hong Myung-bo's side were trying to find a way back into it. Former Celtic striker Oh Hyun-gyu was also used from the bench, coming on before Yang as South Korea changed things in attack. Oh had already made his mark at the tournament, scoring the winner in a 2-1 victory over Czechia in the opening group game. This time, though, South Korea could not find the same spark. Yang's chance came late on. Cho Guesung's header was kept out by Mexico goalkeeper Raul Rangel, and the ball dropped kindly for the Celtic winger. He got his effort away, but Rangel reacted again to deny him at the crucial moment. It was a frustrating one for Yang. A late equaliser at a World Cup would have been a huge moment for the player and for South Korea, but the Mexican keeper stood up when it mattered. Oh also had a late attempt as South Korea pushed, but Mexico saw the game out and booked their place in the knockout stages. For Celtic fans, there was still something to take from Yang's cameo. He got himself into the right area, looked lively, and was involved in one of South Korea's best moments of the match. That is exactly what you want to see from a player trying to force his way into a bigger role for club and country. South Korea now move on to their final group game against South Africa with qualifications still to play for, and Yang will hope his late impact helps his case for more minutes. In other news, Charlie Mulgrew believes Elijah Just is a player Celtic should be looking at after the Motherwell forward's impressive season and World Cup showing with New Zealand. Just has been linked with the Hoops in recent months after standing out at Fir Park, and his profile has only grown after scoring twice for New Zealand in their 2-2 draw with Iran at the World Cup. The 26-year-old has been one of the most talked about Premiership attackers outside Celtic, and Mulgrew feels he has the qualities to add something to Martin O'Neill's squad. Speaking about Just, Mulgrew said, "Over the course of the season, Elijah Just was brilliant. He was the best forward winger. Although he does come inside a lot and play that inside channel, he's not a traditional winger. I think that he's somebody that can, if you've got a fullback that can push on and create the width, he's somebody that can come inside the pockets and definitely add to the Celtic squad." Mulgrew also pointed out that Celtic do not have to look far to find him, adding, "He's right under Celtic's nose at Motherwell as well. The World Cup performance has risen his stock even more. I think he'd be interested in a move to Celtic. I don't know the boy, but I'd imagine that's something that would interest him, and 100% he's somebody that you'd be looking at. I'm sure there's other mobile players as well. There's somebody that's impressed this season, Elliot Watt as well, but let's see. Celtic's wide options are already part of the summer conversation. Dyson Maida's future remains uncertain, and Jota's fitness is still being monitored, meaning O'Neill needs more reliable attacking options before the serious business starts. Just would offer something different with the flexibility to play from wide, drift inside, and attack the box. The World Cup will not have made any deal easier, though, with his price and list of suitors only growing. In other news, Barry Ferguson has talked up Derek McInnes as the man to restore Rangers, but from a Celtic perspective, the appointment still feels more solid than scary. McInnes is experienced and knows Scottish football inside out, and will likely make Rangers more difficult to play against than they were during last season's collapse. But that is not the same as being elite, and it is certainly not the same as being a manager Celtic should suddenly fear. Writing in the Daily Record, Ferguson said, "Dell played for the club and knows exactly what will be expected of him and his team. But more than that, he's shown with his wealth of experience that he is a top manager and a top person. You don't survive in the management game as long as the former St Johnstone, Bristol City, Aberdeen, Kilmarnock and Hearts gaffer has if you've not got top credentials, and I'm now looking forward to him putting all his nous to good use in the coming weeks and months as he strives to place Rangers back where they should be, at the top of Scottish football." That is a big sell, but his record does not quite match the noise. His teams are organised and hard-working, and he knows how to set up a side to frustrate and nick games. That served him well at clubs where finishing behind Celtic could still be dressed up as a successful season. Lastly, Celtic may be close to sorting Martin O'Neill's immediate coaching team, but Gavin Strachan's expected exit leaves another decision for the club to make before pre-season properly gets moving. With Maloney and Fotheringham now set to remain part of O'Neill's staff and Stevie Woods continuing as goalkeeping coach, that gives the manager most of the continuity he wanted after last season's title and Scottish Cup success. But Strachan moving on would still remove a long-serving figure from Lennoxtown. He has been at the club since 2020 and worked under several managers, so his departure is not just a small change on the staff list. The obvious question now is whether Celtic replace him directly or adjust the roles already in the building. Stephen McManus is the natural internal name to look at. He has already been around the first team setup under O'Neill and knows the club well from his work with younger players. If Celtic wants someone who understands the place, the pathway and the standards expected, he ticks those boxes. The issue is what happens if his role changes. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.